participation, and that includes you. So, with Johnny Carson coming on and many, many stars, we're asking you to applaud. And occasionally we'll have some jokes. And when we have those jokes, we'd like to have you. Okay, without any further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show for tonight, the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Thank you.
In living color on NBC. It just starts in black and white.
Johnny Carson. This is Ed McMahon, along with Doc Silverton, inviting you to join Johnny and tonight's guest, song stylist Jack Jones, comedian Phyllis Diller, from South Dakota, Charlene Fußbacher, and Wild Kingdom's Marlon Perkins, followed by movie star Wanda Kapoor, and singer Bette Midler, and from the East, Karnak, the Magnificent. Here's Connie.
If you happen to find anything at all different about me today, I hope you'll realize I've been through a lot since the last time you saw me. And you know, this reincarnation thing is not as easy as it looks. I mean, especially when they assign you a body that's already partially in use. Not that well maintained. I just want to say your applause means the world to me. It's the best Christmas present in the world. What else did you get me? The Christmas shopping is upon us. How many of you have started your Christmas shopping? All right. Has anybody here finished your Christmas shopping already? Anybody? Oh, a couple of people have, I must say. Really impressed. Now, every year, we go through this thing with Ed, and he leaves it to the very last day. I don't know. Why do you do that, Ed? Is there anything left in the stores at all?
Oh, sure. There's things left, and the stores are empty, and I'm always looking for something precious.
Looking for something precious, and he did find something recently, I must say that. Here's Ed McMahon, the inventor of the drive-by proposal. He's at it again. But you know, if you do go shopping, I don't think you necessarily want to go down here in Beverly Hills. Rodeo Drive is probably the most expensive place for shopping in the world. And they're so expensive, they're so elite, rather snobbish. So expensive that if you happen to ask how much something costs, a bell goes off, armed guards come up, put you in a Rolls Royce and drive you to Orthodox. And what they have out for Christmas presents, some of them make me a little nervous. There's the laptop Cuisinart. Makes me just kind of nervous. And you got to be careful what you get for your youngsters these days. They have dangerous toys. Yes, the lady in the back laughing. You've probably experienced this, trying to get your toys something, you know, for your kids. And they're dangerous, but nowadays they have a warning label on the toy. It'll say, approved by Underwriters Laboratory or something like that. They didn't have that when we were kids, did they, Ed?
Oh, no, not that I remember.
Well, yeah, of course, there's not a lot that he remembers from last night. Even so, when I was a kid, I think the most they ever put on a toy was, may not go all the way down your windpipe. That's about it. But we celebrate Christmas in LA, of course, but people are a little jaded. It's not like in the Midwest. People are a little jaded out here. In Malibu, where I live, the people will come by to carol for me, of course, tap on my window. Yes, it's true. They tap right on my window and they carol. They sing a little carol for me, but they're so jaded out here. They'll sing fa-la-la, etc. And the little church nearby, St. Bruce of the Valley. St. Bruce of the Valley is a very hip church. It's one of the more hip. It's the only church I know where they serve wine with angel hair pasta. And reminds me of a sad little story in the news. Yesterday, there was something in the newspaper about a young lady being arrested for soliciting for sexual favors. What they called it, sexual favors. But it's, but you know, she wasn't asking for money at all. She didn't want money for it, or favors. She was only trying to get a spaghetti dinner. And just a spaghetti dinner for all those favors. So I suppose technically that makes her a prostitute. I think we can move right along for that. It's just, you know, it has been chilly in LA lately, but it just serves to make you thankful that it's not 5 months ago when we had the greatest heat wave, I think, ever in history. Just about 5 months ago today, it was extremely hot. It was really, really, really hot.
How was it?
See, wasn't it worth coming out just to be in? It was so hot that day that a robin was seen dipping his worm in Nestea. It was so hot. Let me tell you another hotness. It was so hot that a flock of pigeons were seeking coolness in the shadow of Orson Welles. In fact, it was so hot that Burger King was singing, "If you want it your way, cook it yourself." And of course, the heat just made the pollution worse. I mean, here in LA, even across the country, it was very polluted at that time in the summer. Back where we used to broadcast from in New York, the Hudson River. Well, it's known for being pretty poisonous, pretty foul, but that day, it was really, really bad in the Hudson River. Really bad there.
How bad was it?
It was so bad that a fisherman turned his back for a second and his worms made a break for him. Who wrote that one, Ed? It wasn't me. One more item, sort of Christmas related. Well, Frosty, you think of Frosty as the snowman. But in this case, there's a dog named Frosty, worked for the Los Angeles Police Department for 14 years, and he was retired yesterday. Frosty the drug-sniffing dog. And he had been sniffing marijuana for 14 years. He had sniffed out over $3 million worth of marijuana. And so they had a very nice ceremony for Frosty the drug-sniffing dog, and the mayor came out and gave him a certificate. And then Frosty comes up to the podium, and he says, "Hey, like, woof." Frosty, is so well trained that he not only would go on the paper, he'd roll it. And one more important item for you all. I want to tell you that we're very proud. We've been nominated for an Emmy again this year, The Tonight Show. And of course, every year, it's the same kind of thing. They put us in a very strange category, a weird collection of programs that we're up against. And this year, correct me if I'm wrong, Ed, we're up against a Leave It to Beaver reunion special. And then there's Stephen Eady in El Salvador. And you're laughing, Ed. Thank you. And a documentary on Channel 13, documentary called The Melon Baller. a utensil for our time. I just hope we can win over some of these important programs. And I just want to tell you, too, that we've got a great show coming up for you, so don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
Alpo, a tasty treat filled with meaty goodness. Alpo can make your dog into the best of the breed. Remember, Alpo, a thoroughbred in every can.
Who writes this stuff? A thoroughbred in every can? Come on, Ed. A thoroughbred in every can?
Well, it's supposed to make your dog a chimp.
I thought it might have meant that they'd stuffed secretariat. I used to do that all over again. I messed that up. I thought it meant they might have stuffed secretariat in there, huh? Well, tell me this, Ed. Will you please pick up all your Alpo cans around the set after you're through? Because we don't like a messy set here. And I just want to say also that I wonder if you help out at home.
Oh, yes.
Housework.
I help.
What do you do? What's your job?
I declutter.
You declutter.
Yes.
Sometimes I think your language is getting a little ostentatious. You are becoming ostentatious, in fact. Moi. Okay, let me just ask further about this declutter. What do you mean by that? Does it mean you pick up declutter?
I will declutter from one room to another.
Well, I hope you'll move it totally out of here. I want to welcome our very first guest, a young man who sings with the voice of an angel, and he's been all around the world on a boat. His name is Jack Jones. Come on.
Prostitutes?
Tell her you care each time you speak. Make it her birthday each day of the week. Bring her nice things, sugar and spice things, roses and lollipops and lollipops and roses. One day she'll laugh, next day she'll cry. Minute to minute, hell, you'll never know why. But coax her, pet her, better yet, get her roses and lollipops and roses. We try acting grown up, but as a rule, we're all little children, fresh from school. So carry her books. That's how it starts. 14 or 40, we're kids in our hearts. Keep them handy. Flowers and candy, roses and lollipops and lollipops and roses and
I'm just glad you even have your land legs after singing the theme of the Love Boat so many times. And I guess the food at least must be great on those Love Boat cruises.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could end up looking like a beached whale if you eat too much over there. However, we did have a problem. We lost our generator on the last big cruise ship.
I've heard about that kind of thing.
We were off the coast of Mexico, and but we ended up utilizing one of the famous products that you all advertise here.
One of our famous...
One of your famous products.
Well, what could that be?
It was Alpo. The greatest hash browns that we have ever had. It was absolutely wonderful.
Alpo hash browns.
Yeah, so it's
Can't wait to try that.
I'm buying stock in it next week. But thank you so much for having me on the show, and take care. Good to see you.
We have to keep it moving along here, and we're going to invite one of the greatest stars of all time. She's been in Trapeze and Gigi, and she's been around with a lot of men at times. I just want to welcome right now, Zsa Zsa Gabor. So great to have you, I must say.
Well, I didn't know if I would make it. I just flew in from Paris.
Well, are your arms tired?
What do you mean?
It's just my idea of a joke, another clinker.
Well, that would not be funny in Hungary.
Hungary? Want a sandwich? Now, let me move along with the interview here. I'm a little hesitant to ask, but there has been a rumor that you've been getting married again so often that possibly that you have your justice of the peace on speed dial. That's not true. Well, never mind. In any case, I understand you're a single lady right now. Is that right?
Single? I am not single.
Well, you're no longer married. Is it divorcee or what is it?
Darling.
Term.
Darling, I'm eligible.
Eligible. Okay. Go right into eligible. That's good.
And my social secretary, Ed, is handling applications.
Well, you're in good hands with Ed. You're in good hands with him. And what sort of qualifications should an applicant for your next suitor be?
Darling, it's simple. He must be romantic, tall, handsome, and have lots of money.
And the most important would be?
Money.
Now, Johnny, darling, people don't know this about me, but really, I'm a simple housekeeper. Every time I get divorced, I keep the house.
Well, Zsa Zsa, I wish all your suitors the best. And I wish you a happy Christmas time seeking them. Now, I want to introduce another wonderful lady. Yes. My next guest has been around the world doing comedy, has worked at the Comedy Store and other stores. None of them department stores, but she's worked at a lot of good places. The amazingly funny Phyllis Diller.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Phyllis Diller, but I'm better known as the Madonna of the Geritol set. My birthday cake, it looks like a prairie fire. My walker even has an airbag. They even discontinued my blood type. Marlene and Dietrich had such gorgeous legs that they were insured by Lloyd's of London. And mine, Allstate. I have a husband, and his name is Fang. And he's got to be the stupidest man on the planet. He was stranded for 16 hours on an escalator during a power outage. Go figure. We went shopping at the mall, and we were a little bit confused as to where we were, so we looked at the mall map, and it said, "You are here." And Fang said, "How did they know that?" I don't like Fang's mother. She's my mother-in-law, and she is so argumentative. I was really glad when she didn't attend our wedding. We had a civil ceremony. How many of you ladies really like to do housework?
No way.
Well, they say housework can't kill you, but I figured, why take the chance? I fixed dinner last night, and it was so bad, the cat covered it up. I like the directions on my tranquilizer bottle. It says, keep away from kids. Now, at my age, I still take the pill because I don't want any more grandkids. Most kids threaten to run away from home at some point in their life. And really, sometimes that's the only hope that some parents have. Now, a little known fact about my life is that I am a concert pianist. I was fully trained and I played with some symphony orchestras. But who would come to a show where Phyllis Diller was going to play the piano? So I had a stage name, Dame Ilya Pilya. And speaking of music, I am so old that my G string has slipped down to a D flat. And now I have some advice for you, or some thoughts for you. Ladies, marry a man your own age. That way, when your beauty begins to fade, so will his eyesight. And remember that a smile is just a curve that sets everything straight. I hope that you're getting everything out of life that you wish for. I love you, and goodbye.
And now, heaven has no brighter star than our next stellar guest, the omnipotent Master of the East, former manicurist to Howard Hughes, and tax advisor to Ronald Reagan. Please welcome Karnak, the Magnificent.
Well, you know, my dignity intact here.
Welcome, O Sage.
My my visioning process may be harmed by fruitful accidents. Let me have absolute silence for my visioning process. All right. What do you want me to do, Ed?
I have in my hand in a number 2 mayonnaise jar.
A good place for them, yes.
No one knows the questions that are contained herein, and your job as the wizard, the mystical wonder of the East, to divine the answers to these questions as I pose them to you.
I will try to divine, yes.
Number 1.
The number 1. I must have absolute silence. Those people chewing. Stop. Dippity-doo.
Dippity-doo.
What forms on your dippity early in the morning? Karnak is trying to divine answers while you're sitting here giggling. May I have absolute silence?
Yes, of course, you've had it many times before.
Rose bowl. Rose bowl.
Rose bowl.
What do you say when it's Rose's turn at the bowling alley? Rose bowl.
Next time.
Are you going to have any comment on that yet? I wonder if the lackluster response of the audience is a sign of any problem. I only want to say to you all, may a camel with weak kidneys find your hook chest. Next envelope. Kumquat.
Kumquat.
Kumquat, yes. These get out of hand at times. Kumquat. What do you say when calling your quat? Your humble Karnak is clearly on a visionary roll. Pass the hat.
Pass the hat.
Pass the hat, yes. Pass the hat. What does a cannibal do after eating mini pearl? If you're uncomfortable with that, keep them coming, old lovely servant man. All right. Zippo Marx.
Zippo Marx.
Zippo Marx. I guess we said that.
We did.
Yes, Zippo Marx. What do you get when something gets caught in your Zippo?
And the last envelope.
May an evil genie put splinters in your aurora tissue. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
What were some of the earlier forms of preparation H? Bag of pop rocks explode in your shorts.
nature shows. For a number of the years, one of the finest shows has been The Wild Kingdom with Marlon Perkins. Take a look at this fascinating clip with Marlon.
Tight. He has over 100 teeth, and if he bites you, you'll never pull free. He keeps pulling us off the ledge into deep water. He's gone bombing. The anaconda exerts fantastic pressure. And his weight keeps you constantly off balance. I've got to pull the coils up.
And now in person, Marlon Perkins. Marlon. You must have lost your toupee in that wrestling match in the river. What's happened here? I'll do the jokes, Marlon. Hair today, gone tomorrow is not worthy of you. But I just want to say this. I thought that you had possibly lost your life, and then I thought you had gotten rid of the snake when you got through that river. But now you've got... Who is our other guest?
We have here Ben Hur. You know, when I first got free of that snake, got uncoiled from that snake, that big anaconda, I thought I was free of everything. But this is what I found tagging along in my shorts.
Well, I hope you both had an amusing time with that.
It was a moving experience.
It was. I just hope you enjoyed it. Well, how did she get the name Ben Hur?
Well, at first I named her Ben. I didn't know. I just assumed it was a male.
Oh, okay.
But then
But
on
you knew
further
that it was a
examination, I found that it was a female.
Ah.
So I changed it to Ben Hur.
Okay. Well, it seems she really cares for you.
Oh, yes.
Is the feeling mutual?
Not really. I'm getting tired of being her main squeeze.
I think it's time to move on, Marlon. I know you have to go or slither on, so... Wonderful to have you. Wonderful to have you. Now, we have a wonderful woman. One of the people, I would say, and she's a wonderful woman all the way from Arnwell, South Dakota. I want you to welcome Mrs. Charlene Fussbacher. I think our genie possibly left a hoax, X. One of those things. Well, sit down, please.
Oh, Johnny, it's such a thrill to meet you.
It's certainly an honor to meet you, and I know that you come here with a wonderful collection of, what is it, potato chips?
Oh, yes, but Johnny, they're not just your ordinary potato chips. I mean, you see these animals and people, the faces that come out. It's, I don't want to say a miracle, but...
You never know. You never know. It could be miraculous. And you have potato chips. Do you have one you could show us?
Oh, I brought several, yes.
All right.
This was my first.
Oh, yeah.
Look. Teddy Roosevelt right there. Look at the mustache.
Teddy Roosevelt, or it could be Jerry Colonna. I'm not sure, but it's certainly a very important chip, I think, in your history of chip collecting. Yes. And do you have another one?
Yes, some of them, it's not just animals and people, sometimes it's food.
Food?
Yeah.
All right.
Look.
Go for that. All right, what do you have?
This just look like a peach.
You know what?
Look at that.
That looks like a peach. In fact, I'm getting kind of hungry just thinking about it. Aren't you all getting hungry thinking about the peach? And so, okay. But what, you must have one that is kind of the ultimate, your favorite, most precious.
Oh, yes. In this box.
Oh,
Would you mind opening this for me, John?
let's see if I can handle that. Yeah, okay. I'm sure it comes up in one of the places.
There you go.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, be
There it is.
careful.
Oh,
Now, this is my dear departed dog Arnold. Now look, he was a dachshund. See? Yes, and I've.
so it looks just like your dear departed dog.
It does,
Well,
and it's so much more special to me. I mean, he's been gone several years.
It's not something, let me take a look.
Well,
Close.
be careful.
Oh,
Be careful.
Miss Moosebrocker, I get the start over here watching you play with all these dishes.
Arnold! No!
I was just fooling with you. I got my own potato chip. There's your Arno. Here, put it back. All right. Mrs. Moosebrocker, you seem nervous. Sorry. If I played with you too much, I apologize deeply, and we wish you well, and I hope you'll come back. My next guest is a super talent, always a delight, and one of my closest friends, Bette Midler. Please give her a applause. Oh, Bette. I'm glad to see you, kiddo.
I'm always glad to be seen, John.
And did you happen to see any, are there guests back there?
Well, you know, I ran into Marlon, and I don't know if he was just happy to see me or if it was the snake in his pocket.
Somebody was having a good time.
That's the most fun I've had all week.
So what have you been doing? What have you been up to?
Oh, you know, the usual movies, concerts, childbirth.
No, childbirth. That's right. You have a little girl now.
I do.
Well, how is motherhood?
Well, it might not be off to such a good start. You know, you've heard the expression, I need a cigarette? I don't smoke, but I need a cigarette.
Well, what could possibly go wrong, though? I'm sure you'd be a great mom. And, well, so how are you going to handle the birds and bees when that comes up?
Oh, John, yeah, the birds and the bees. Well, the other day she asked me, is kissing dirty?
And what did you tell her?
Not if you do it right.
Oh, my gosh. Do you have a song for us tonight?
I do, John, to thank you for all the joy and all the years of joy that you've brought to all of us.
All right. Well, we better get you to sing it.
Feeling so bad, drop another nickel. you've shown, I think we should make it. One for my baby and one more for the road. Let's make it for that long, long road.
Thank you so much, John. Thank you to everybody else. I just want to say that I'm one of the lucky people in the world to have found something I love to do and to get to do it. So I thank you all for coming and sharing and letting me come into your living room. And I want to thank the people that have appeared with me here today. Jack Jones, sometimes known as Steve McAndrew. Come on. You can see this guy around town doing lots of great gigs, so watch for him, okay? I want to thank Zsa Zsa Gabor, a.k.a. Jackie Parker. I want to thank Phyllis Diller, sometimes known as Sherry Campbell. And Marvin Perkins, the wonderful Lark Carter. And his snake, and her. I want to thank Charlene Gooslocker, sometimes known around town as Lois Elliott. Beth Miller, and beautiful Leslie McKinley. Come on up. My special buddy, Ed McMahon, right here, or Cliff Elliott. Santa today was played by Santa Claus. And a good friend of his was a helper, Gloria Decline, sometimes known as being related to Santa Claus. Helpers. I want to thank the Doc Severinsen Orchestra, today performed by Linda Brady, Pat Cornick, and Mike Swan. Our technical crew, Tim Smith and his hinge persons. Our producer-director, who has done many other great features, including Ma and Pa Kettle Get Herpes and other important shows, Mike Suddarth.